Good morning, everyone. Myself, Chandrika. I'm going to explain the further types of testing. The third type of testing is regression testing. What is regression testing? Testing of a previously tested program following modification to ensure that defects have not been introduced or uncovered in unchanged areas of the software as the result of the changes made is called regression testing. The regression testing is also called as a system-wide test. The main purpose of this regression testing is to ensure that small change in one part of the program should not affect the functionality of the other system present in that system functionality. So this is about the regression testing. Now let us see the types of regression testing. So these are the types of regression testing: unit testing, progressive testing, selective testing, reset all testing, and complete testing. Coming to the unit testing, in unit testing, when the coding changes are made for a single unit, a tester, usually the developer responsible for the code reruns all previously passed reset units. For example, in continuous development environments, automated unit tests are built into the code, making unit testing very efficient in comparison to the other types of testing, as the automated unit tests are already been built into the code, making this testing is very efficient. Next, the progressive testing. This type of testing works effectively when there are changes done in the software or application specifications, as well as a new test cases are designed. What it means the progressive testing works efficiently when we change any code in the software or application specifications, or as well as when we add the test cases are designed into the testing. The progressive testing is effectively works. And next is selective testing. In selective testing, the tester uses subset of the current test cases to cut down the retesting cost and the effort. In selective testing, the tester uses the subset of the current test cases. As they use already, they have the subset of current test cases. There is no need to retest the what are the testing units they have. For by using the subset of current test cases, they reduce the retesting cost as well as the effort. A unit test must be rerun if and only if any of the program entities have been changed. Here, you should observe in selective testing what means a test unit must be rerun if and only if any of the program entities have been changed. If they does not change, means you should not rerun the code. If there are any entities are changed in that test, means you should rerun the code. Next type of testing is reset all testing. This type of testing strategy involves the testing of all the aspects of the particular application as well as reusing all the test cases even where the changes have not been made. Here, it is very time consuming and it is not much use when the small modification or changes is done in the application. The reset all application is a time consuming application, so it is not used in small modification or change is done in the application. So next comes to complete testing. This testing is very useful when multiple changes have been done in the existing code, and performing this testing is highly valuable. Performing the complete testing is highly valuable because we can identify the unexpected bugs in this complete testing. Once this complete testing is completed, the final system can be made available to the user. So the complete testing is very important. And another important point is to know which type of testing suits your requirements. We have all these type of testing. According to your requirement, you should select the type of testing. Next, let us see the benefits of regression testing. It increases the chance of detecting the bugs caused by changes to the software and application. It can help to catch the defects early and thus reduce the cost to resolve them. Here, the defects are identified in the early stages, so it reduces the cost to resolve them and ensures better performing software due to early identification of the bugs and errors. And most importantly, it verifies that code changes do not reintroduce old defects. It also verifies the code changes do not, if we change the code, it do not reintroduce the older effect. If it again reintroduce, means this regression testing identifies that and debugs that errors. So next, coming to the next type of testing is smoke testing. Smoke testing is the type of software testing which is usually performed on initial software builds to make sure that the critical functionalities of the program are working absolutely fine. This smoke testing is also a type of testing which is usually performed to make sure that the critical functionalities are working absolutely fine or not. This test is done to make sure that software under testing is ready or stable for further testing. And it also ensures that the software under this testing, that is smoke testing, is ready or stable for further testing. So this is the software build of the smoke testing. Here you can see first code base, initial build, then smoke test. If the test passes, the result of this test pass is true, means the further rounds of testing will be performed. Otherwise, the build is rejected and it goes back to the code base. Here, a software build is a process by which the source code is converted into the standalone form that can be run on any other system. It is always risk that build does not work properly on the environment because some reasons like configuration issues, code issues, regression issues, and environment issues. So an initial build is, see here you can see initial build is subjected to the smoke testing before it's sent to the other levels of testing. The process of smoke testing targets all the key functionalities. If key features aren't working or major bugs or haven't been fixed, there is no reason to waste time on further testing. If if it identifies any bugs, means it should be detected. Otherwise, no reason to waste the time for further testing. So here are some of the benefits of the smoke testing. You can find the bugs and defects in the early stages of the testing. Here also you can find the bugs and defects in the early stages of the testing, and due to that it minimizes the risk that arise when multiple components are integrated, and it is also easy to perform and improves the quality of the software and saves a lot of effort and time for testers and developers and requires a very limited number of test cases. Here in smoke testing, it does not require more number of test cases. Only it requires very limited number of test cases. So this is about the benefits of the test casing. Thank you.